Okay, we are quickly approaching the end of this year and we'll soon be going into 2022. How do you feel about where you are in your life right now? Think back over the year. Now I know 2020, if I may even mention that year, but 2020 had us all kind of freaked out, and many of us started 2021 with slight thoughts of why plan, like why even bother? But I know that there are things that you did say that you wanted to do this year, regardless of the circumstances coming into the year and regardless of the challenges you met with during the year, and maybe even because of the challenges that you met with during the year. I want you to reflect back on whether or not you got those things done. I have what may be good news for some, and those people already know this, so it's really more of a reminder. And for others, this is not so great news, but I hope that you'll let it serve as a wake up call and, maybe a much needed one. So, none of us are going into the new year the same as we were when we started this year. You either set out to accomplish something great, and whether you hit your mark or not, you experience growth. Or you didn't really set out to achieve anything. You kind of sat around and just kind of let life play out, not putting a lot of effort into anything. So for you, you may feel that things remain the same, but they didn't. Nothing stays the same. If you're not growing, then wake up, because you're going the opposite direction, even if you don't intend to, right? And I know that nobody really intends to go that direction. So I want to give you 4 things that are a sign that it's time for you to make a change in your life. Now, each of these 4 things I've experienced myself at different points in my life. And it took me a while to come out of them because I tried to work through them instead of accepting the fact that I was being called into a different direction, and quite frankly, that I should stop resisting. And it's my hope for you that you'll stop resisting too. Um, I know as well as you do that change is difficult and is uncomfortable. And because of this, you may have a hard time identifying when it's time to make a change within your life and accepting that it's time to make a change. If it's hard for you to accept that it's time to make a change, I know that you're having some difficulty taking action with changing. But if for some reason you just can't seem to tell that change is knocking at your door, these 4 signs are clear indication that the best thing for you to do right now is to go ahead and make that change, okay? So, number 1, you're not proud of the accomplishments of others, okay? I know that this can hurt to admit because nobody wants to be seen as a hater. But when you hear the news of others around you, like their accomplishments, and for you, that brings up feelings of anger or jealousy or envy, there's something that you aren't happy with in your own life. I know it takes a lot of courage to admit that, even to yourself. I also know that it gets better after you admit it, if you want it to. What you get to do now is evaluate your own life. Look for things or areas where you're not completely satisfied and start working now on changing it. Number 2, you spend a lot of time daydreaming. Now, we all daydream from time to time. In fact, it's great to practice, using your imagination and to practice visualization. But if you're spending more time in your future than you are in your present, this is a sign that you need to change something in your life. So it's simple. Pick one of those daydreams, turn it into a goal, and make it happen. Start today. Number 3, I know that we've all done this one, and we have our different reasons as far as the reason why. But number 3 is that you lie about how you're feeling. So, can you think of a time when somebody asked you how you were and you knew that you weren't in your best place at all, but you said that you were doing great anyway? This can be situational as well. As an entrepreneur, have you ever been asked how your business was going and you knew but you said things are looking up? We do this because we either don't feel that we received the support we needed in the past, or maybe you, like me, heard the saying, never tell your problems to anyone. 20% don't care and the other 80% are glad that you have those problems, right? But I want to say this: you deserve to be happy. And if you find that you're always telling people that you're okay when you're not, or that things are okay when they're not, this is a sign that something needs to change. And then number 4, you just know without a doubt that there has to be more. You may not know what it is, but you know that this right here, this can't be it, right? And I know I'm not the only one that can identify with that feeling. So if that is you too, then change is most certainly a necessity in your life. I mean, there's no more clear a feeling that it's time for a change than the actual feeling that you need a change, right? When are you going to listen to that budge? Or for some, that urge? You'll definitely feel better when you do listen. And honestly, you won't feel better until you do. I know that the easier, more comfortable choice is to stay the same. But if you find that you're no longer proud of the people around you, you daydream all the time, you just feel downright bad, this is a sign that it's time for you to make a change. And if you think that there has to be more out there for you than what you're currently experiencing, it's true. There is. Do it for yourself this time. Make the decision to make the change, not starting January 1st, 2022, starting today. Don't you agree that you deserve it?